Unfiltered, unscripted, unstoppable. You're tuning in into the Undercurrent. Good evening, Pilipinas. I'm Kiara, and we're here to bring you the news with clarity and flow. Tonight, we continue to monitor the flood situation in Negros Occidental. Flooding due to heavy rains has blocked key city roads. Deep water near the Burgos Public Market is currently trapping commuters. The flooding is severely disrupting evening traffic and stranding students and workers. For an on-the-ground report, we go live to our team reporting from the flood zone. Joining us now is Marianne. Marianne, what's the situation like there right now?
Good evening, Keira. The situation here at the Burgos Market is difficult, especially as the hour gets later. Look at the water level. It's around knee to high deep in the busiest parts of the street. This isn't a situation that requires a major evacuation center, but it's definitely one that's leaving people stranded. The immediate problem is transportation. Both jeepneys and private utility vehicles are struggling to pass through the deepest sections, and some have broken down. We are seeing many commuters, especially students, forced to wait out the flood on elevated sidewalks or inside the market area, unable to get home. I managed to speak with one of the stranded commuters, a student who is waiting for the water to subside. Commuter, you've been waiting for a while. What's the biggest challenge right now?
The main challenge is the wait, sir. The jeepneys can't risk the deep water. I just need a safe way to get out of the city proper and go home. We need the local rescue teams to help ferry those of us stranded past the test park so we can reach an area where public transport is moving again.
That's the immediate need, Keira. Safe passage for those stranded. Local officials are asking for patience and are already deploying trucks and utility vehicles to assist in ferrying passengers. The good news is the rain has eased, giving us hope the water will soon recede. We will continue to monitor the situation here. Back to you.
Thank you, Marianne, for that critical report from the Burgos area. Our thoughts are with the students and commuters trying to get home safely tonight. We will be tracking the latest developments throughout the year. Good evening and stay safe. Switching gears to our national headlines. The earth has been restless once again in the Philippines. A series of 5 earthquakes, the strongest of magnitude 5.5, have struck in the last 24 hours, adding tension to a region still recovering from last week's massive quake. For the latest on the ground, we go live to Mindanao and our national field correspondent, Althea. Althea, what is the mood and the latest update from your location?
Thank you. The situation here is one of tense vigilance. The good news is that there are no immediate reports of injuries or damage from today's tremor, and no tsunami warning was issued. However, this new seismic activity comes less than a week after that massive magnitude 7.4 quakes hits this very same region. As you mentioned, last week's event was the country's deadliest in over a decade, killing at least 75 people. It resulted in landslides, forced hospital evacuation, and caused significant damage to schools across the region. The Philippine Institution of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, had issued a life-threatening tsunami warning. And while small waves were recorded, a major tsunami did not materialize. It is a stark reminder that the Philippines sits on the Pacific Ring of Fire, a zone notorious for this kind of intense seismic activity. The compounding crisis of earthquakes and frequent typhoons are placing a significant strain on the country's disaster response system. Because of this, lawmakers are now proposing greater emergency funding in the 2025 national budget. With more aftershock anticipated in the coming days and weeks, the focus for official remains on damage assessment, relief operation, and urging caution in coastal areas and structurally weakened buildings. So while the immediate danger from today's quake has passed, the long-term challenge of recovery and preparedness remain the real story here. So back to you, Kiara.
A sobering update, Althea. Thank you for that report. Our thoughts remain with all those affected. Moving to our top international story, we're bringing you a special three-way report on the devastating floods in South Asia that have claimed over 70 lives. Joining me live from their own studios are our experts on the ground. Our local correspondent, Marianne, monitoring the human impact, and our national correspondent, Althea, tracking the wider context. Let's start with the immediate crisis. Marianne, the situation in Nepal seems dire. What are you seeing?
Thanks, Kiara. The situation in Nepal is a full-blown humanitarian crisis. The death toll has risen to at least 46. But the real story is the shattered infrastructure. Highways and bridges are simply gone, forcing rescue teams to navigate treacherous hills on foot and rely entirely on helicopters to reach the isolated. Prime Minister Karki has promised full government support, but the terrain is making the delivery of aid a monumental task.
A staggering logistical nightmare. Now, let's get the wider view. Althea, across the border in India, how does the situation compare?
The core tragedy is the same, but the disaster manifests differently. In India, Darjeeling region, the primary threat has been from over 35 major landslides. The death toll stands at 28 with hundreds of tourists stranded. The response has been a serial blend of modern and traditional. We're seeing the Indian Army using advanced gear alongside local authorities deploying elephants to navigate the unstable terrain, a powerful symbol of the scale of this crisis.
An incredible image. Marianne, back to you. Beyond the infrastructure, what is the human cost on the ground in Nepal?
It's a mix of sheer grief and grim determination. We're hearing from families who fled with nothing. One local, Anita Tapa, described her home on a hill collapsing, quote, like a house of cards. Communities are banding together, but the fear is palpable, especially with more rain in the forecast.
Nepal. Heartbreaking. Althea, to bring this all together for our viewers, what's the critical takeaway? Why is this happening with such intensity now?
That's the essential question, Kiara. The undercurrent here is unequivocally climate change. While monsoons are annual, experts confirm that climate change is a force multiplier, intensifying the rainfall, making it more frequent and unpredictable. This isn't just a natural disaster. It's a pattern of new, more dangerous normal for this region and a stark warning to the world.
A critical and sobering point to end on. My thanks to our local correspondent, Marianne, and national correspondent, Althea, for that collaborative breakdown. As we continue to monitor developments, especially during times of natural calamity, we urge everyone to remain vigilant, follow official advisories, and prioritize safety at all times. Unfiltered, unscripted, unstoppable. You've felt the undercurrent. That's the current of today. Farewell.